vacuum. I said the vacuum has to be 10. You're doing it operating. This guy right now told me
Yeah.
the pump is running at 22. No, not good.
So he's stressing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's putting the load because the turbo starts only when the roughing pump provides a proper vacuum for it. Then it fires up. It fires up because it doesn't need any.
But he's interrupting
Yeah.
the flow into
Yeah.
doing it, whatever it is that he was doing.
I
He's
said-
like, I've been doing this for X amount of years.
Yeah.
This is how I've been doing it. And Sean's like, you've been doing it wrong. This is why it's.
And he's a PhD, for years, 15 years he's been doing that. I said, you know what? I respect
Yeah.
you, thank you, but you're doing it wrong. You
Yeah.
cannot. You are transferring the problem to the turbo, which is a very delicate equipment.
Turbos
That's a
are much
$7,000,
more
$8,000
expensive
machine.
to
Just a
fix.
tiny little bottle like this.
Yeah.
And so now you're putting this stupid dry scroll pump, which is like $4,000,
Uh-huh.
putting the load on this thing. Now this crashes, you're in trouble. I gotta go and search and find it from somewhere
Yeah.
for you because I don't have it in stock. Everything is not in stock.
Yeah.
And he said, then I said, you know what? I'll let you go because I know you need it. But let me tell you, I'm not responsible for this. Just to let you know, this turbo, if it overheats and I find out, which I will find out, it's very easy for me to find out if the oil has evaporated
Yeah.
because of heat. This thing is not under warranty.
Right.
Oh, that's fine. He was very happy and all this stuff. I said, hey, that's good. But make sure you follow the things. Just let me know if you're not happy with the pump.
Right.
Check the vacuum on the pump once in a while. It's good to do that. And so, okay.
He didn't want to rebuild the pump because
Yeah.
he didn't have
He
the
thought,
money.
he said, yeah, it is too much money. I said, well, if you're running a system that is defect on both ends, then you gotta be,
Got it.
you just can't fix one tire and then let the other tire run low on air and say, oh, well, I'm not, that's
still
all right. I'm
driving.
fine.
It's
still
okay.
driving.
It's still
fine.
driving.
Okay, well,
I still try to be kind.
But yeah, because the universities, a lot of their
They
pumps
get
are
donations,
so
yeah.
they just like,
Right.
yeah.
and
Just get it going,
Yeah.
because students are careless, about it.
Sean went to a lab in UCLA and he basically gave a lecture on
Yeah, I was there.
on how to
All the students were sitting
Yeah.
down and the professor first came and said, oh, are you the driver? I said, yep, I'm the driver. And then he said, okay, but take this, take that, this. No, I don't want this one done. I said, why not? He said, yeah, it's running good. I said, but this is in a very bad condition. So, well, what do we need to do with it? I said, well, you need to rebuild it. I said, you guys don't change oil. And he says, well, when it breaks down, we sell it, bring it to you. I said, when it breaks down, well, it breaks down is going to cost you a lot of money because it might be more than just repairing this pump.
Yeah.
And he said, well, what are you talking about? I said, you don't have any oil here? He says, no. I said, how do you top off oil in the pumps? We don't top off oil. I said, you starve these people to death till they die and then you call us for pickups? Well, you know what? I would be out of business if you just changed oil.
Yeah.
Let me tell you frankly.
Yeah.
If people change their oil and their pumps, there would be no need for me. For years.
I see.
He said, oh. And then he said, so he calls the people, the students from all the labs to come and all this, all sitting down. He said, bring your paper, pens. Honest to God, they had the pads and
They're
the
asking you questions.
phones and all that. They were asking questions. I said, this is what you need to do. This is how you check your vacuum. And then when it reaches this point, you see it's oscillating. You got moisture.
Okay.
Oh, we need moisture? What is moisture? I said, well, moisture is what's in the environment here. Your AC is not running. I was sweating like bullets
Yeah.
in the lab. I said, your AC is not working. These pumps have to be run in cold environment.
Yeah.
Cool and calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just walking over oil and just walking over the pumps. And I said, this all oil over the place. This is a hazard, number one. Two, you got to maintain your pumps. And maintaining means you got to change your filters
Yeah.
because when your filter is plugged,
Yeah.
the pump is running, needs to breathe, blow air out.
And
it
then they
chokes.
also overheat because
It'll
of their-
overeat and choke.
Okay.
Dies. Now what do you do? And you say, all will note, oh, thank you. They all came. I said, all right. And he started sending, probably referring me to other people now,
Yeah.
which is fine.
They don't get any training prior.
they're not working with
The
idea
students,
of
as I said,
vacuum
they're
pumps.
students.
Oh.
It's running, let it run. Who cares? I don't know what this is. I just needed to show them right vacuum on the screen that I need to work.
Ah.
He does his experiment
They-
and
they basically
the lab manager.
they're just like driving a car. They
Right,
don't
right,
need to
right.
need.
They
They don't
don't
need to know
care.
how to build.
Oh,
a
renting
car.
a car.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
When
They
you're
don't
renting a
need-
car,
they
you
don't
don't
need
need to
to
know
know how
anything.
to build
As
the
long as I
car.
can drive the car, I don't
So the
care.
vacuum pump is kind of that knowledge. If
Right,
you don't
right.
understand what you're doing, then
You can
what a
easily
vacuum
damage it.
is,
Easy.
you don't. and you don't understand why it's integral in your system, then
That makes sense.
you end up messing it up.
Big
Like Teslas.
Teslas, yeah. Tesla was another typical. I mean, the guy was so arrogant. They said, "Yeah, it's under warranty. Last week you brought it. 2 weeks ago." I said, "No, come, let's have a meeting." He brings 3 engineers. We sat down. I said, "Okay, this guy, you guys were using a wet pump, and now it's damaged
Yeah.
because if we put a scroll pump, it's dry, cannot see a drop of oil in it. It was soaked with oil."
Yeah.
I said, where did that oil come from? I said, your lines are all full of oil because your lines are just going to the pump, soaking into the drain
Yeah.
from the exhaust, and when you shut it off, woo, all drains back in. So where does it go? Into the pump. This poor pump, this is a dry pump. All your lines have to be deconned or changed completely.
Yeah.
Do not use a drop of oil in the system.
Can they swap it with a wet pump?
Yeah, because it does the same thing.
They originally had wet pumps and
Wet
they're
pumps, yeah.
moving on to dry pumps.
They said because what is happening when we shut off the pump, the oil, the process gas from the oil pump gets mixed. They go back into the chamber and destroy because the pressure from the atmosphere is higher than the pressure in the chamber,
They're moving that
and
way.
it backstreams.
Yeah.
Goes and samples are all destroyed. So how the hell did this happen? I said, do you have a shut-off valve right by the chamber to the pump, like a solenoid valve? No. Well, what guarantees that the oil won't go back? That's what we're asking you. You guys didn't rebuild it right. I said, no. The suckback valve is going to only hold it for a few seconds, and then it will just give in because atmospheric is very powerful.
Yeah.
Will push right through. Atmosphere is very powerful.
Right.
Will push all gases and vapors inside the chamber. You have to have an isolation valve. Power shuts off, valve closes. That's it.
Okay.
No chance of it going back.
Yeah.
But when you're using a scroll pump, if you have any oil in the line, doesn't matter. The oil is in the pump now. So you're destroyed. You destroyed this.
Yeah.
Even if you put an isolation valve. But you always put an isolation valve. That's number one. Change all your lines. We haven't heard from them. I think they're going through the whole process. Because they have lines and lines of manufacturing. I said,
And
all of these have to be
the thing
changed.
is, the dry pumps are more expensive
Yeah.
than the ones that require oil,
Right.
and they're doing a whole change.
Oh, they're going a heavy investment
Yeah,
they're doing.
into dry pumps, and
Yeah.
and they're changing up.
They're
They
messing up.
didn't change. They didn't think about the
Changing the lines.
Yeah, they just thought about changing the
The
pumps.
pump.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that was it.
But
Interesting.
I
Yeah, it's
think that's
pretty.
it.
Okay.